Hi guys, this is Laurel. I am sorry for the fact that I didn't get a video up last week. My family still had some needs surrounding the passing of my father. And now that's done and I'm back now. So I wanted to just talk to you about using composite shapes to create a photo mask, which is a photo mask again is just a shape we force or clip a picture into. And we learned this in elementary school about composite shapes, where you can take two or more shapes, like these three diamonds here, and we combine them together to make a larger shape. I've got kind of a little geometric heart right on the right side there. And it's a really fun technique. And I think that sometimes the shape tool is one that is underused in Photoshop Elements, and you can do some really cool things with it. So I thought I'd do a demo today. And I'm using this layout, which I created when my family went to the Oregon coast. And I created those comma shapes or the swoopy shapes or whatever you want to call them. They're there on the left side. And this kit is by Erica Zane, and I will talk to you about that in a minute. One thing I do want to just let you know is that the kit I'm going to show you in a sec, you don't have to use that exact kit. I always encourage scrappers to dig into what they have in their stash and to use that first. But this is just for those who maybe are just getting started, don't have a lot of supplies, and just want to. I like to use a kit that's currently available and for sale whenever I can. So this is the one that I chose to use. Or if you just like this kit and want to get it for yourself to use for your own pictures, that's great too. I will have a link down below and on my blog. The kit I chose is called Underwater Escape, and it's by Erica Zane. I thought this was perfect. We went to the Newport Aquarium in Oregon, and so this had all of the fun and cute little embellishments that I wanted and desired for this page. So that's the one that I chose. So what I'm going to do here in a few minutes using this kit is I've created a page partially done. Sorry. What I've done is I've put my background paper down and a solid color, and I've got some pictures in there that I've clipped in to their masks, and I've got a strip of pattern paper. So what you're going to see me do now is I'm going to get ready to create those comma shapes or whatever you want to call them. And what I did was I grabbed the shape tool from the toolbar and I created a half circle. So what I'm going to do now is rotate that around because I don't want it upside down. So sorry here, just a minute, we'll get to that part. I had to simplify the shape. You have to right click on the layer, the shape layer, and simplify it so that you can change the color. And I just changed the color to gray. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to resize this because I want it a little bigger, and then I'm going to rotate it so the flat part of the circle, the half circle, is on the bottom. And I'm going to commit that, and then I'm going to grab the oval marquee tool, hold down the shift key. I didn't hold down the shift key. That was an oval. So now I'm going to try that again. I've got the oval marquee. I'm going to hold down the shift key, and this will help me to create a circle rather than an ellipse or an oval. And it took me a few minutes to figure out what size I wanted to do this, and I just kind of eyeballed it. I didn't measure anything, but that looks like a nice big circle. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to use this, you can see the marching ants or the moving lines on this the elliptical marquee tool. I'm gonna hit delete here. I'm gonna hit the delete key in a minute, and that is going to cut out just where that circle was. And so now I've got kind of a swoopy shape there. Then I'm going to take that same half circle shape, I'm going to draw myself another half circle, and I'm going to plop it right there on the end of that swoopy shape, which kind of gives us that comma-like shape. And then I'm going to simplify the layer by right-clicking on the black half circle layer and hitting simplify layer, and then I'm going to fill that with gray so that it matches. And I hit the wrong key, and I forgot that I had to go and preserve transparency. You have to click that box right there on the left bottom, and then the whole shape is gray, and now it's ready to be a clipping mask. So what I'm going to do here at this point is, instead of creating more masks like that from scratch, I'm just going to move that over on that right side of the layout, where I'm going to resize it. And then eventually what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate the layer by either right clicking on it and choosing duplicate layer. And then what I'm going to do is just make 4 copies of that shape so that I do not have to go back and create that shape from scratch again, because that would just be a little tedious, and I can just make a copy here. So that's what I did. So what you're going to see me do now is I'm just going to kind of decide on the placement of all these comma shapes or whatever, the swirl shapes, whatever you want to call them, and I'm just going to move them around. It took me a while to figure out how I wanted to get them in that strip, but I wanted them to fit better, and I wanted them to look, they just didn't look right. So I just kind of played with the placement there for a while. Then after I got them placed, what I did was I started taking pattern papers from the kit. This is a green striped paper that I'm choosing here. It's got diagonal stripes. I'm going to go back and grab the rectangular marquee. You can see I chose the rectangle from the bottom in the options bar. I'm cutting out a piece of that paper, and then I'm going to switch to the move tool, and I'm going to pull that down onto my layout. And what I'm going to do from here is I'm going to, after I brought it to the front because it was stuck in the back, I'm going to make a copy of that little square of green, because I want to put the green stripe paper in 2 of those comma shapes. So I'm going to move one of those pieces of paper right above the very top shape in the layer stack, and then I'm going to go Command or Control C, and I'm going to clip it into that shape. And then I'm going to repeat the process on a lower shape using that second piece of green paper. And then I'm going to follow it up with some yellow dotted paper, some yellow gingham paper, and then a couple of pieces of a gray chevron paper. I'm going to follow the exact same process by putting it right above the shape in the layer stack, and then hitting Command or Control C to clip it in. So you'll see me here in a minute doing the rest of that, choosing which papers. There we are, and they're all clipped in, the papers are in, and I've gone ahead and put a drop shadow behind each of those shapes. So what I'm going to do now, because I just thought the page was a little plain, is I took some embellishments from the kit. I took the yellow starfish and a little white sand dollar, and I'm going to put those in each of those little holes in between the circular holes in between each of the swoopy shapes. And then eventually what I'm going to do after I put the drop shadows in is add a journaling card with my type journaling on the page. And then I'm going to add in a title using a font called Beauty and the Beast, which I will get for you here. And there's the finished page. Now I wanted to show you guys some other options for doing these composite shapes besides just this one. So what I did here is I've got a picture of me and my daughter running in a local race, and you can see here I took the half circle and the rectangle shape, put them together to make kind of like a window frame shape, and then I have this other picture of one of my boys playing frisbee. I made kind of a, I don't know what you want to call it, like a petal shape or a curved sectional shape. So what I did here was I took one horizontal rectangle, and I took 2 quarter circle shapes from using the shape tool. And what I did to each of those is I went to the pull down menu at the top, and I chose Edit, Transform Image, and then I chose Skew. And what that did is it kind of set those things on their side, like it kind of put them off at a funny little angle. And then I put the 2 quarter circles at each end of the rectangle, and then I merged the shape together to get the cute little shapes you see for the Photomask of my son playing with a frisbee. So really, guys, there is a lot you can do with composite shapes. I'm sure some of you will have lots of other great ideas of your own for ways to combine these basic shapes and to create wonderful pages. So if you do that, would you please leave me a comment below and link me to a gallery or a blog where you have posted those, and just let me know what you think of this. All right, guys, thanks for watching this video. We'll see you later. Bye.